Hello, how's everybody doing today? My name is Jason Carone, and I want to say welcome back to what will be my final speech for our speech class. And today I'm really looking forward to talking to everybody because I'm going to be talking about something that I'm very passionate about, which is Apple and Macs, and specifically today, the iPhone. And that's what I want to talk to you about. And really, as we get started today, the first thing I want to do is tell you a little bit about some of the history of the iPhone and kind of where it started. So many of you probably remember back in 2007, prior to that, the only real interface that we had with cell phones when we used them was to be able to actually type something in on a physical keypad. Well, what happened in 2007 is the development and the first iPhone was actually released. And that first iPhone had many new features. And I know that initially when it came out, it was almost kind of they called it a magical experience. And the reason they say that is just because of the way that it works. So let me show you one. And what I'm going to do today is show you the first one here. What we have is what they call the first generation iPhone. Now this is the iPhone. It's the Edge version that they first came out with. It does have a camera on it. And you'll notice here on the camera, this was the first one that came out. Now this completely revolutionized the cell phone industry because it took away the physical keyboard that most cell phones had. It was a phone that was run completely on touch interface. It completely redeveloped the industry. And this cell phone contributed to almost every cell phone that's out there today as far as smartphones goes, that technology. It came from Apple, it was implemented by Apple, and they're really the ones that started it. But even Apple, as they innovated and came up with different technology, they knew that they had hurdles that they had to get through. And one of the big problems with the iPhone was speed. So what they did, Apple, trying to think of the best thing they can do for their customer, they decided that they wanted to come out with an even better iPhone the following year, but they really wanted to emphasize it on speed. So they came out with the iPhone 3G. And this is the iPhone 3G here, if everyone could just take a look at it. It looks pretty much the same. I mean, there's not a lot of design differences between this model, the first one, and the second one, but significant change in 2008 when they actually came out with the change of the iPhone 3G. Now, previously it was always Edge. So this one really stepped up the download speeds, the snappiness, really everything on it really changed. So there's a huge difference when this iPhone 3G came out that really helped this industry take off. And this was the second model that they came out with. The other one that I want to talk to you about today too, and this is actually one that was one of my favorites prior to this, is going to be the iPhone 3GS. So this is their third generation model, and take a look at that one here. Now the iPhone 3GS really was a game changer because not only did Apple have something called the App Store now, but they also had an iPhone 3GS camera and they introduced video into it, which really was something brand new to the market. And the video feature and the extra speed, even in addition to the other two, really helped to make this probably the best product in the cell phone market, I believe. Now, Apple's been notorious for always outdoing themselves every single time, and that's what they do. I mean, you buy an Apple product, and some of you may have heard my other speeches that I've given. It just does what it should every time, and you don't have to worry about messing with it. Same thing applies to the iPhones. Now, just recently, as probably many of you know, Apple did just come out with the brand new iPhone 4G, or not 4G, but the iPhone 4th model. Take a look at this one. This one just came out, completely redesigned from the ground up, and they have a stainless band now around the exterior of it, and it's an exceptional machine. And not only does it do the fast speed, fast downloading, not only does it work better than it did before, but now they've introduced FaceTime, which allows you to have video calls with your friends, with anyone else on a Wi-Fi network that has a iPhone 4 as well. So what I'm trying to get at here today, guys, is just that Apple knows what they're doing. It's a solid phone. It's a solid platform. They obviously improve every year on their model. And the reason why people buy these phones, and the third biggest supplier in the United States as far as smartphones go, the reason why is because they know what they're doing, and they do it every time. So what I would say is this. Go out there, take a look at an iPhone. If you haven't thought about it, check into one. They're very inexpensive, very affordable. AT&T networks are pretty strong these days. They've done a lot of improvements, but I would challenge you to look into getting an iPhone. They are definitely a very nice machine to have. They're very popular. My wife has one. My son has one. I have one. We really have had every model of iPhones. And I'll tell you this, I'm somebody that only gets things that I appreciate and like. And I definitely wouldn't have 4 iPhones if I didn't believe in the product. So I would say thank you very much. Thank you for coming to watch my last speech. Take a look at iPhones if you haven't before, and if you have one, I'm very happy for you. It's been a pleasure. It's been a great opportunity, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you in another class. Thank you for all your time today.